We're here. Oh, we got some tea going. We're gonna have tea here in a bit. We are officially 1 week into the New Year's. I think I bumped it. Oh no, it's gonna bother me. Son of a gun. Happy New Year's! Happy New Year's!
Happy New Year's.
Did I get a message?
Go fish.
Oh, we're gonna make sure that we are on Do Not Disturb. Okay. Happy New Year's! Happy New Year's! Thanks for joining, Nikki. Hello. Okay.
Oh, this is not like your phone. How do I There it is. Dun da da da.
Doing it on your tablet today instead of split screening on the phone.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm not going to pull it up on the laptop. We are officially 1 week into the new year. So I feel like this is a wonderful topic. Happy New Year's, everybody.
Haha! You did the things.
We'll see if it pulls up the comments in real time. So tonight, who am I? We are talking about a question that sounds super simple, but it isn't. Who am I?
I really don't like this question.
This time of year, in the new year, everybody's running and making crazy New Year's resolutions. It is a frustration. It is a pet peeve of mine. So, talking about that. When people set the New Year's resolutions like they're going to lose this ridiculous amount of weight, or super crazy big goals, big promises, big declarations about who they're going to become. And honestly, the whole New Year's resolutions, the new year, new me, new year, new me, bugs the crap out of me. If you can't tell, you can't tell.
I think it was done with the best of intentions, right? In the beginning, it was supposed to be there for people, but it became a cop out real quick. And you try
trend.
And you try to say it so convincingly to yourself, and it's kind of
it's
catchy,
the world that it's the world that we live in. I think, again, like my frustration around Christmas is the consumerism. And I feel like it's the same thing with the New Year's, the
New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, because gyms are pushing for all these memberships at the beginning of the year to feed on that. But the goals that are being set are like a complete 180 from how they're living already. So if we weren't like in the process of trying to figure out how to become healthier, it comes from like I want to be skinny instead of I want to learn how
plants interact with me, how foods interact with
me. Or feel good in my body again.
Yeah. And then a lot of people's resolutions are outside of themselves, and I think that makes it a really big struggle. People want these awesome jobs. They want to make a lot of money. They want to have a measure of success. I mean, like, I know my goal is for my business to be like wham by the end of 2026, right? I'm realizing in that desire to have that, like, I've got to focus on the parts of myself that allow me to show up for my business, right? Because that's what's going to make it successful. So as much as I want success and want to make it this awesome business, if I make that my goal, it distracts me from the fact that I've got to focus on the actual doing of the business. And then doing the business feels harder because you're trying to meet this seemingly possible, but still feeling impossible goal. And so it's learning that it is easier to start with yourself when it comes to your resolutions and like how you approach the things that you want to change in your life versus just trying to externally change them from the get-go.
That classic tea kettle sound. I use my coffee maker to make my tea water.
Oh, do you?
I do. I just take the coffee filter out because I've got the reusable one, and I just use a coffee maker. It's hot water. It's hot enough for the tea bags, and
I just got a Carafilio thing for coffee, and it's really snazzy looking, but
with the French tea press.
kind of. It's what, did I hide it from myself?
Hey Devin, thanks for watching.
I don't know. It's an item. I don't know where it's at. I'll have to find it. But yeah, it's a nifty little contraption.
So, why do New Year's resolutions fail? Because that's my big frustration is people set themselves up to fail, because if setting a resolution in which you have to 180 yourself, it puts a lot of pressure on you, and the goal feels super heavy come February, and you're frustrated because you're not seeing that immediate change, and then by March you're like super disappointed, if not already giving up.
Do you want some tea?
Yeah, I'll take some tea. I got coffee because of Lorem. I got that new Dubai chocolate from Starbucks. Into that big old fat. Yeah, I bought that $20 chocolate bar and I ate it and it was delicious, but I love the crunch. I don't even know what all the flavors are, but love them all. But yeah, anyway, so the resolutions fail. And we could get into the crazy specifics about setting grounded goals that align with you. That
Jasmine.
Oh yeah, jasmine tea. Yes.
Do you want honey?
Yes. But we are going, I feel like, on 2 years come this summer. I feel like we'll be going on 2 years of been doing lives, and we've talked a lot about setting goals and aligning ourselves and all that stuff. So I want to come at this from the who am I angle.
Wait, before we go, before you carry on, I'd like to say something.
Okay.
Uno momento, por favor.
I just wanted to touch on the whole why resolutions fail, but getting into that and being aligned with yourself, and we've talked so much about finding who we are in a way and who we want to become. Thank you, Brayden.
Would you like lemon?
Oh my goodness, I am so spoiled right now. I love a lemon slice. I got jasmine tea. I've got my iced chocolate Dubai Starbucks drink and some water for a little bit of cotton mouth and just, to be healthy.
I enjoy a lot of lemons. So
oh my, that is not a lemon slice. That is a lemon wedge.
Yeah.
Oh,
I guess you're.
That's a quarter of a lemon.
And then there's your stirry stick of stirriness.
And the chopstick.
Chopstick for stirring.
Merci beaucoup, friend. Some jasmine tea and iced Dubai chocolate. Do you have your drinks, guys? Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's.
Oh, Happy New Year. Whoa, that got real juicy.
I didn't even squeeze it.
Ooh, buddy. Splattered the camera.
So is it on why resolutions fail?
Yeah, basically, in a way. A lot of people don't trust their resolutions because they've broken promises to themselves before. But what if those promises didn't hold? Wasn't because of you lacking discipline, but because you didn't know who you were becoming. We've spent a year together.
Broken resolutions don't mean people are lazy or you're broken. It means that trying to change behavior without understanding is going to cause frustration.
Yes. I mean, you've spent a whole year with us now. You've had the opportunity to see and we have all of our videos, right? Like, you have them on YouTube, and you have a way for people to get there to see them on there.
Mm-hmm.
So There's a lot of information that we've thrown at you this year, and if any of it, I mean, any of it has stuck with you, even just as a voice in your head, then the choices that you'll make this year will be better than the ones that you've made last year because you're in a different place. You've got a better understanding, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You've got
a lot happened in 2025. Give yourself some credit.
Yeah. And and 2025 was a crazy wild year, but it was also a really it was a really fun year for me. I really enjoyed all of the discoveries of growth that I got to partake in. I have reached a stage where things that are hard are no longer like, what is my life coming to? And it's more like oh, okay, let's get real open, because the sooner I get open, the sooner I learn. And the sooner I learn, the sooner I got to deal with this and I get a new skill.
Even today, like I thought I knew what my goal was for 2026. Mm-hmm. And even after today, in the conversation I had with Shadow, like there's what you're working on too. Like underneath all the other stuff is like yes. That's what you're working on too. Woo! Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, you deserve to be spoiled.
Thank you, my love.
And that's why you two are together. It feels good to feel deserving.
Hello, Thor. Thanks for watching.
Hello.
And Camilla, welcome Camilla, welcome Rick. Yes. So is that your 2 cents that you wanted to add in? Bryson, I see Bryson's watching. Welcome. Happy New Year, everyone.
Can you just?
I saw a little face.
Oh, I was like, can you
see
just?
Bryson's face right there.
I can basically see, I guess, from there.
I don't get the hearts closer. I like or the comments.
Yeah, this thing is a weird setup. None of my Facebook apparatuses are normalized to anybody else's stuff. I swear. What do you do? I wonder if I go like this, what happens? Ooh. That's not cool. Now I can't see anything. Alright, well, it is what it is.
So the why resolutions fail. That's where you wanted to add your 2 cents.
And I already added it.
Okay. So moving on to setting a resolution that aligns with you. Who are you? Sustainable change doesn't start with goals. It starts with understanding who you are. You don't change because you decide to. You change because you slowly become someone who moves differently.
I like what it said right there at the top. It starts with identity.
Mm-hmm. We have been working on stepping into somebody that we like, the person figuring out the way that we want to become. We've talked a lot about that. And shifting perspectives and gentle pivots and just moving differently in life and going with the flow.
Surrendering. It's where control really starts. The power of understanding.
So at the beginning of the new year, who are you? And I feel like a lot of us always are, I lost the word. Generalized are
characteristics of self.
No, it's something that we do all the time. Well, the pattern that we always fall into when answering that question of who am I is the role that you play.
Yeah.
You know, you're a mom, your job. So setting those New Year's resolutions, I feel like always start with like weight, financial goal.
With so much expectation on yourself, like, all right, this is it. I gotta make it happen this time. And then you gaslight yourself, right? Because what did you do the previous year to build up to being able to be financially responsible enough to save money in the manner that you always dream of, right? And that actually steps right into this. If your resolution feels overwhelming, it's not because it's too big. It's because you're trying to start it at the finish line. We all want that final product. That's what we're looking at. But if we're being real with ourselves and we want to attain that goal, then it's not all right, this is the year to start saving money. This is all right. This is the year to learn how to save money. And maybe by the end of it, there will be a chunk
Or
of
this
money
is the year
saved,
that I decide to have a different relationship with money.
And relationship is huge. Like, I'm realizing I don't have a relationship with my business. So now I have to spend presence with my business and just sit with it. I can think about it all I want. I can talk about it and I can push it. But that's like I've been saying, it's like having a girlfriend and talking to the moon about her, but then never spending any time with her. Like, you wouldn't do that, right? So I'm starting to see that correlation with a lot of other things in my life, with everything from my business to cleaning to how I want to show up with my kids. So many different aspects of life. It all boils down to a relationship of sorts.
We're a week in, guys. Happy New Year. Did you set a New Year's resolution? Do you feel brave enough to throw it in the comments? After all the crap we've been talking about New Year's resolutions?
Hell yeah. Therapy for, bro, like, I did 4 sessions of therapy and it was life changing because of the type of therapy that I got. He really was. It was like cognitive restructuring of your brain thoughts and really being mindful of how you talk to yourself. And if I would have had the wherewithal to be able to continue past that 4 sessions, I think it would have done me a lot of good. But it was a really great basis to just shift my whole life trajectory. So,
but the reason that you go to therapy
is to get the life shift, to be able to see where you're
yes, but I don't know about you, but the first time I went to therapy, there were always different reasons. And I feel like when you decide to go to therapy for just yourself is when you get something out of therapy, because usually there's a reason, something you're trying to save, a relationship.
I think when you go for yourself, you actually are more willing to put in the effort to find the therapist that jives with the brain thoughts that are going in your head. Whereas when you're doing it for other reasons outside of yourself, that push to be able to find the right therapist probably isn't there as strongly.
Mm-hmm.
Or you hear what the therapist has to say and then you generalize and feel like that's what you're going to get from every therapist. You might as well just stick with this one because they're already here.
Or just being older or being in a different place in your life where your nervous system is ready to take on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, what is your outside environment right now? Because, I mean, I know some people that could really use, therapy, friends, the whole nine, but their, like, way of life is not at all conducive to that kind of lifestyle. So, like, harder choices have to be made and bigger shifts have to be done before they can step into an area of being able to, like, have the capacity to choose themselves. And like, holy cow, man, that is a rough spot to have to be in.
Absolutely. And that, again, flows into the whole setting the New Year's resolution. You know, where are you at? What have you been doing with your life? What are you working towards? And how is that going to play into the new year? Instead of setting a ridiculous goal, have that fantasy, but
what's the here and
what
now?
Are we living?
And not like what little baby steps can you do outside, but like, it's inside, guys. It's what changes inside. How can I look at it differently? How can I react differently? How can I become more aware in the respects of the change you want to see? You know, like, if it is you want to see a different figure for your body, then it's, how do I get interested about food so that I can make healthier choices? It's not, what foods can I only eat so that way I can lose weight, right? Like, that is such a limiting way of thinking and it'll keep you stuck. And it feeds into old patterns that already aren't working and you know that. So it's stepping into something new. So foods. How can I get interested in foods? How can I find something about that lets me explore different food choices past the ones I'm already doing? Working out. All right, cool. Gym's really not for me. maybe I can do like the walk exercise thing. Maybe I might like to get into calisthenics. Maybe doing body weight training is my thing.
What is the fantasy in your mind,
Yeah.
for yourself? If the skinny you is what you dream of, what does skinny you look like? What is skinny you doing? What is skinny you eating?
And how does skinny you get there? Like, one of the things that I like to think about is when I was younger and I was 14, I was in martial arts. I was really apt to try and be as flexible as I could to be able to do as much with my body in judo as possible. And so, like, I wanted physical differences in my body for advantage in judo. And I found a way to do that.
That is such a guy thing.
Yeah, no, but it's relatable, right? But, like, so it wasn't this, oh, I want to look like a guy that's got flexibility. I think it'd be cool to do the splits. No, it was.
It had a purpose.
The more flexible I am, the easier it'll be to get out of arm bars, leg bars. The easier it'll be to wrap around my opponent.
Why do you want to be skinny? Is it because you're uncomfortable in your body? That was my big thing. After having kids, I was really pitting myself against social media, against other people who had already had kids, and my reasons were outside validation, and knowing that at the end of the day that's where it was coming from. I had to check myself, like, okay, so if I'm upset because I don't feel like other people like me, what is it about me that I don't like?
Yeah.
I didn't like the way that I felt in my body, the way that my clothes fit me. So I had to that's where I started my self-love journey. I wanted to like who I was, not just at my weight, but inside my body, and have a different relationship with my body. So it started with food. Have a different relationship with food. And that went to like eating for your blood type. Did you know that your blood type has a lot to do with how your body takes in food and vitamins and minerals?
It's so wild.
That was wild. And then it was with exercise, and I tried to have a different relationship with exercising in the gym.
Oh man.
And then it went further into that, and just movement. What movement felt good for my body?
That's where I really like flow toys, and I think flow toys is my new exercise. I think I would like to get into a little bit of calisthenics. Like I do miss getting some kind of heavy weight of some sort to do. Like, man, doing push-ups at over 200 pounds is hard, and doing pull-ups at over 200 pounds is hard. It's so.
But there's different ways that you could do them. What are they called?
But
alternative exercises.
Yeah, and it's all the build up to it, and I get all that. But I missed that part of it, right? So I wouldn't mind getting back into that a little bit. But really, honestly and truly, like maintenance of self and feeling good, for me, it's the flow toys. Like, not only do I feel good.
How does that go work into your life?
But what do you mean? You just put it in your life.
Well, changing something big like weight and moving, and how you start. You would change your.
You start small.
You
start small. Like, I wanted to incorporate flow toys into my life. I started small by buying a really, really cheap flow toy. Really cheap. It was $10. It's a dragon. It's a silk dragon. And then I was like, all right, cool. So step one is complete. I bought this thing. Now I gotta actually use it because I bought it. So, like, my kids always want to go to the park. All right, cool. So while I'm at the park, I've got something to do. Oh, but people are going to see you not know how to use this flow toy. That's okay. That's all right. I'm going to put on fun music. And if I get more of these, maybe my kids will join me. And it doesn't matter if I don't know how to do it because kids are playing with them. And then it's like this fun family moment. Oh, and then I have presents with my kids. This is knocking out so many things. And it builds. So then it was a lot easier to step into that. Now, am I perfect? No. Have I used my flow toys? Probably not in like 2 months. I've been real, like...
Mine was my dog.
Yeah.
I let my dog guilt me.
Yeah.
When she looked at me, I was like, oh no, she's looking at me. It means she's bored. She's bored of me sitting here on the TV, or she hasn't gone out in how long? When's the last time I took her for a walk?
That's awesome. I don't think I could do that with
and
my
it was
dog.
a good... It was my dog taking me for a walk. My dog was telling me, you need to get out and do something. But just starting somewhere. What does sober you look like? What is sober you doing?
I know, right? Like,
how is sober you moving through the things that you're trying to cover up?
That's kind of like been a part of my 2025 with my relationship with pot smokes is not so much how much am I covering up, but how much am I just catering myself to it, right? Because how often do I actually need to be smoking? And how often I don't know, like, I'm starting to find this balance of where I know that using the pot smokes is actually beneficial to my day versus, oh, I'm just going to go smoke a bowl because I'm bored, or I'm going to smoke a bowl because I can't hang with what I got to do, or maybe put me in a better place. Even the whole, like, oh man, I just want this experience to be amazing, so I'm going to smoke some. Like, there's nothing wrong with having that as a reason, but now I'm really starting to find a balance with it, and I'm smoking a lot less. And, and it's been really nice to have a different kind of clarity. Like, your sober moments are your sober moments, and they're fun and they're advantageous. You get to take in everything that you've taken while you're not sober and integrate it in a much more permanent fashion. And then you're not having all these forgetfulness, and maybe dreams will start coming back now that I'm not smoking so much of it, because I miss my dreams, you know?
Mine was noticing moments that I could regulate. This was an opportunity for me to regulate sober. So, same with smoking, cigarettes
and
to get me through frustrating times.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and the vape pen and everything. A lot of it is to get me through rough times, whether I'm angry, I'm frustrated, or I'm sad. It's getting me through hard times. So if this is a rough moment where I normally would cover it up with something, this is a chance for me to take all that I've been learning and all the tools that I've been gathering to put them to use and get through this rough moment.
Yeah, and what's awesome about that is,
and get through the end of it. And then when I do get to partake, it's because it's an end of the day like relaxation thing rather than, oh, I'm just gonna angrily get through this.
Or I mean, like, even if you don't get through it, at least you gave it its fair chance before you decided you actually needed to smoke, because this one was way outside of your own scope. Like, I definitely remember having those moments as I was letting go of cigarettes. Like, I really don't need a cigarette, but man, I really need a cigarette. Like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try and just work through this for a minute. We're just gonna see where we go with this. And then 6 minutes later goes,
a little bit of presence with this difficult feeling.
Yep. Let's just see how much I can
trying to run away from it. I'm gonna try to sit with it this time. Oh, it's uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. You know, I've noticed I like to sit in silence a lot more. It's hard for me to turn music on as background noise. And I don't know why that is.
It's hard for you to turn music on as background noise?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like lately I've just been sitting
in silence. Is it overwhelming?
No, I just think I'm like really about my own company, and music kind of takes from that.
That's a nice place to be.
Yeah.
That's a nice place to be. I usually, when that happens for me, when I don't want to put on music, it's because I'm already overwhelmed. So the music is just adding to it. Even the background noise music that is normally soothing is overwhelming. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Welcome, Lee. Thanks for joining us. Your rally, Stephanie.
Hello.
So January is still falls in the season of winter, and I feel like that is if we're following the seasons and the living in the seasons, we're still in winter. We're still in rest mode. Nothing blooms in winter. So it's a rough time to be forcing massive change on people.
But it's a perfect time to really ask yourself, how do you want to show up for 2026? You don't got to hurry up and do it. You don't even got to decide your resolutions, your goals, your ambitions, any of that right now. You just got to take a look at it and see what's tasty and what's yuck. And what's yuck?
If anything, we could think of it in a season like we are a bear in hibernation and we woke up mid-hibernation to take stock of what we have and how we're going to get through the rest of this and move into
That's
spring.
so funny. I just picture a bear waking up and be like, okay, yeah, no, I got enough of a layer. I think I'm good for another couple months. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Roots are deepening. Energy is still being conserved. Things are dying back. We're getting rid of things that we don't need to go into the new year. Winter isn't asking us to reinvent ourselves. It's asking us to listen.
Who am I isn't a question you answer with words necessarily. It's a question you answer by looking at what you no longer tolerate, what you're more honest about, and what you're willing to choose even when it's uncomfortable.
Not willing to tolerate. Ooh. And
this feels like a really good spot to put this in. So you guys, I shared a video in Nexus page that deals with creating an alter ego for yourself. And that is something that I did. Through my ChatGPT, I built the alter ego of Braden Angel, and it was freaking phenomenal. And then I made him a ChatGPT person so that I could start learning how to show up for myself the way that I always see it inside my own head. And slowly over this year of having that helping aid, it has really shifted how I show up for myself and for other people in my life. And so I'm not saying go make an alter ego, but while you're thinking about what you want out of 2026, don't be afraid to illustrate what you want, how you see yourself. I mean, we have plenty of AI models that can build pictures for you that can be like, give me the essence of what this looks like if I had this and this traits, or what have you, you know? Yeah, for me, it was asking ChatGPT to build my D&D style and then going from there. And it really helped break out the whole personality characteristic chart of Braden. And I was like, holy cow, that is so cool. That is so cool. I get a visual aid, right? Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what the whole New Year's resolution is about. It's not about what you're trying to achieve outside of yourself. It's how are you showing up for 2026? Who do you want to be this year? You're going to be the villain. You're going to be the hero. You're going to be that weird, creepy dude that never talks but is in every cutscene. How do you want your life to go?
I like that alter ego approach of it because I feel like that's the way that, in a way, that you could approach the people that you idolize. In your fantasy of that perfect you, what it looks like, skinny, sober, whatever it is for you, to go into that much detail of it. What does it look like? How does the perfect you stand? How does the perfect you eat? What's the relationship with food? What's the relationship with friends, family?
What's the relationship with yourself? Are you showing up for yourself? Are you giving yourself a voice?
When perfect you looks in the mirror, how do they talk to themselves?
Yep.
And then start emulating those things that you like, that you see in those people. Well, the person that you idolize, or the perfect you.
And beyond that, if that's even too hard to do, then just take the energy of that version of you that you feel, that embodiment of it, as you're stepping into the actions that you are taking for your 2026. If you are looking at wanting to, money's just a really easy one. If you're looking at wanting to become financially stable or financially secure in 2026, it really is looking at your relationship with money and your relationship with yourself when it comes to money. And when you look at those two things, then you start getting answers about yourself. So then when you step into situations that require financial responsibility, you'll remember this talk that you had with yourself. You'll be like, I don't have to show up different, but I definitely have the opportunity to. I am now more aware of how I'm going to show up for this decision. Today, I woke up at 8. I used the bathroom, and I was going to go back to bed. And I was like, walking through my doorway, and I was like, Braden, are you really gonna jump back in that bed? And I asked myself this out loud. And I was like, oh. It's like, yeah, just for an hour, and then I'll get up and I'll do the things. And I was like, no, you won't. You'll be there till 10:30, and then you'll probably end up being there until 12:30. Wishing you'd have got up at 8:30. Like, we know how this goes. And even if you do get up at 10:30, like, how much are you actually gonna get done? It's like, okay, all right. I guess I will go start my day finding some music. And then I started picking up clothes in my bedroom, and I was a responsible adult for the day, and it was really cool to hold myself accountable. It felt really powerful to be able to like put myself in check. Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm. Mm, 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 mm. So instead of asking, who do I want to be for 2026, it's more like, who are you already becoming?
Mm-hmm.
Who have you been working on becoming?
Mm.
What feels slightly less tolerable than it used to be?
Or maybe even slightly more tolerable. Like
slightly more tolerable,
maybe
yeah.
awkward situations are getting a little bit easier to navigate.
What feels easier to walk away from now?
Oh, yeah, man. It's crazy. That one is like such a powerful feeling. When you can walk away from the things that no longer serve you. Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, holy.
We're not carrying that into 2026. No. What small choices keep repeating?
I can just wait another hour. That one. That's going to be one that I work on this year. Like, why am I putting it off another hour just to put it off another hour, just to put it off another hour? I might as well just say, no, I'm going to wait 3 hours.
Aligned choices. What are we aligning with?
Yeah, it does. It feels really good to win over procrastination.
This whole new you isn't a dramatic overhaul. It's like a 5 to 10% shift that you can actually sustain, sustainable changes that you are working on, that you have already grounded into, or that you are working on grounding into.
You know, and if we're talking video game terms, getting a 15% booster on any of your stats is actually pretty phenomenal. Like, it's significant. You notice it. You notice it in the damage bar when you throw it on your weapon. So, like, 15% isn't hard to obtain, but it comes with great benefits. Mm-hmm.
So, what was your New Year's resolution going into New Year's? And then what changed?
Okay, that's real easy. I really want my business to be like, bruh! And
so, like, what was your intention going into 2026? What like?
It was just gonna be like, really just hit it hard with energy work and workshops and marketing. And they thought like, okay, that was breaking it down enough to be able to have like an awesome raw 2026, right? But now I'm realizing that even before that, I've got to come at it differently. I've got to work on myself in relation to the business, because there are things that skill sets that I haven't acquired that will allow me to do the things that I need to do. Or not necessarily I haven't acquired them, but I just haven't realized that I have the skill sets to put to use, right? So, it shifted more from a, like, I want to do all these outside aspecty thingies, like business, physical things, to, all right, Braden, how are you managing yourself with your business? Because if you want to do those things in 2026, this has got to get figured out. I can tell myself all I want that I'm going to build workshops, but until I learn how to actually like do the grunt work and not just build the ideas, I'm not going to get anywhere. And if I look at it as grunt work, then that means I need to fix my relationship with it so that it doesn't feel so taxing and I can enjoy what I do instead of just parts of what I do. And then it will be more effort, less effort. It'll be more effortless, less effortful to be able to do the things that I actually see myself doing for 2026. So the things that I really want to accomplish, they're like there in the distance, like wall paintings for me to look at and admire and be like, oh, I am getting closer to that. That's nice. It's awesome. But also look at all these things that I'm doing that have pulled me that direction. Yeah.
There's your presence.
Yeah, presence is huge. I think that's going to be like, you guys are going to hear a lot of the word presence over the next probably couple months.
That's one of the words on my little magnet that came in the mail.
I
I'm
love
supposed
it.
to pick like 3 words that are the focus of the new year, and presence is one of those.
Presence is huge. Yeah. I did one of those 3-word things on my feed the other day, and it was.
I put it on my fridge because it came in the mail. But yeah, no.
Sorry. It was presence. Nope, I don't even remember the other 2. Presence just really stuck out. They were all in alignment with that.
So I went into 2026 with the intention of becoming more organized with my business, to set a schedule and keep to it so that I can keep on my business. Because I feel like I had mentioned over the last couple of months, I felt like I was letting go of my business. Moving into fall, there was a whole lot of pulling back and resting, and I wasn't doing enough. And because I wasn't doing enough, it was going to dwindle away, and it was scaring me a little bit.
You know, I just got like this visual of, it's kind of like you got your hands in all of this sand and you think you're holding everything, right? But then fall comes and you're like lifting your hands out of the sand to see what sticks. And then you're like, oh man, I thought I had a lot, but
it's just
so this is what I've got.
It's going away.
But it's cool, right? Because like now we're getting ready to stick our hands back in the sand and pull a bunch of more stuff, a bunch of more junk up, you know?
I felt like we had worked so much. And really, if we zoom out, you know, it's probably kind of like a little bit of burnout. We did so much, and if we're rolling with the seasons, it's okay to feel that way. But it was scaring me a little bit in the back of my head. And not only that, but like being a life coach and having all these expectations of myself, of being a professional and a businesswoman, and a successful parent and a successful wife and all these things. It just, everything was coalescing at the end of the year, and then I felt like I was failing. I felt like I was failing at things, all the things, just a little bit, enough that it's noticeable to me, which meant it's probably noticeable to other people. Again, with the outside validation, it's like, oh no, I'm not good enough. To whose standard am I judging myself?
Mine is like, I gotta hurry up and do this before all my business ventures dry up. Like, I feel like I'm on a tight crunch. I had to like really break that down with myself today and recognize that is not the mindset perspective I need to have. And it really is fear mongering of myself. And it's part of the reason why I like freeze and don't step into the things. So it's not like worrying that my business is going to fail outright as much as like, bro, I do not want to have to go where I'm working 30, 40 hours a week to make ends meet and still try and find time to like build the business. Like, I have ample time now and I have hard times figuring out I have time for my business. You know what I mean? So like,
right. That's the other thing is setting expectations.
Yep.
So of all the things that I'm upset about not accomplishing, I'm a mom. So I'm trying to be a mom that's present, that's parenting properly. I'm incorporating the emotional intelligence skills that I'm taking in and learning and using them, right? All of them exactly perfectly. So I am living the life of what I'm preaching about, and then I'm showing up in my relationships the way that I'm speaking about as well, and communicating in the ways that those are supposed to be. And then I'm being a businesswoman in the manner that I'm supposed to be. And I'm still getting all the house chores done at the standard that they're supposed to be. and all these things that I'm trying to juggle.
And they're all self-imposed.
Yeah, and then like the schedule that I'm going to impose on myself is going to somehow come in and just magically make everything better.
I really liked that my chat corrected me and told me it's not a schedule, it's a rhythm. It's like you know, especially because I don't have fixed work times. It's always up in the air what my work schedule is going to be. So, Chad told me you're not building something off of repetition. Like if you were to build something off of consistency, it would crash and burn in the water, Braden. Like that is not the model of business you're building. You are building something that has returnability, something that you can come back to. And it said, all right, so on your heavy days where you're working, especially roofing, where it's 7 to 7, you only need to spend 5 minutes with your business. You just got to check in, look things over.
That's just wild. That was wild to come to terms with.
Yeah, but and then it says, because look, you're not looking to do work on those days. You're looking to keep it present. So
and
that
my
way
schedule in my head was Monday through Friday. I'm spending a little bit of time every day because I'm going to have a work schedule. We're going to do this, right? As a stay-at-home mom, this is just, it's going to happen in my life.
I'm giving myself a second job.
Yeah, come 2026, I'm going to make this thing happen. And like, what are you doing to yourself? Yeah. Like, and not only that, but like oh my gosh. The things that are happening in my personal life that are bringing up emotions, I am finding that, like, I already know that Whitney has you've been doing an amazing job balancing all the many things that you've chosen to take on. I know. Again, I chose to take on. So I have these expectations that I set for myself. Yeah, so Whitney, I already know. We already know Whitney has anger issues. I've got road rage and stuff like that. And I'm trying to have a different relationship with anger. And anger's a rough one because there's that stereotype around it that it's bad. We're trying to get rid of anger. Anger is not supposed to be, it is not proper for a woman to express anger.
That's so wild. It's so wild.
Stuff it down. It is not professional to be angry. It is not okay as a parent to show such levels of anger. It's not okay to express anger. You have to do it behind closed doors, or you got to bottle it down and stuff it down. So my relationship with anger is a rough one because I ultimately feel like I've been trying to get rid of it.
I learned my relationship with anger through anime. Like when I really think about it, like I had really bad anger issues up until I was about 23. My first wife was like a whole roller coaster of emotion rides, right? So like a lot of repressed anger and all of that. And not with any intentional choice, but as I look back on how I handle my own anger, I get flashbacks of anime episodes that really speak out to me. And I don't know that I think I have a healthy relationship with anger. I think I can express it in a way when it needs to. Oh, and then my late 20s, I was a really angry person in my late 20s. Oh, man. But yeah, I think looking back, like all of my coping techniques, if you will, all the ways that I manage my anger have definitely been taught to me through anime. Indubitably. I learned something today.
I realized in my first marriage that if I gave somebody else power over my emotions, that I could be pushed to some limits. Mm-hmm. And I did not like what happened, or the fact that somebody could push my buttons to the point. Degree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my first marriage as well.
My self-love journey took me through shadow work, and that anger is something that comes up to protect you. from when you feel powerless or you feel like your dignity was in jeopardy. Um, so that was a different one, and being okay with being angry, or recognizing that anger could show up and be like, hey, something's wrong. We don't feel safe. So for whatever reason, we are to create safe space for us. What? What? Anger is like my own internal form of love to be like, yeah. Like that was a different perspective to take on it, and be okay with anger. But still at the end of the day, I don't want my anger to affect the people I love around me in a way that hurts them. So if I can allow myself to have anger show up in a way that feels safer, or to like manage the levels in some way.
You know, my anger shows up in my mind as a flame. And sometimes it's like a lighter flame. Yeah, I kind of want to have a talk to you about that. I did not like that. We're going to talk. Yeah, yeah, and then sometimes it is the torch. It's a fog. When that happens, I'm like, I let that feeling dissipate over my entire body. And it's like this big energetic rush. And then by the time it gets to the tips of my fingers and toes, I let it out. Picture it just dispersing. And then I ask myself, how angry do I want to be? And how badly does it need to be expressed? And it doesn't always work. Sometimes the anger gets the better of me and my mouth starts running. But it is a really immersive feeling to like have that anger just completely spread throughout your body. It like reduces the compression of the energy, and it's like as you let it go through your body, you stay very present and notice how it makes the whole body feel as it's moving throughout it, and you like lose track of a lot of the anger you're holding on to. So like by the time it dissipates out of you, you're just like, okay, like I am still fucking cheesed, but let me tell you what, like this is much more manageable. Like I can chew on this anger. And then that flame, that jet flame,
recognizing the level and where it's at is something that's a foreign concept to like take in. Yeah.
Well, but like that comes with your level of awareness, right? Because until you are aware that you can
deep breathing activities, yes, for sure. But catching self in the moments when it's happening, is.
But having an awareness of that, recognizing that you've gotten to a point where you can catch on to when I am starting to become triggered is huge, right? Because like that shows a level of self-awareness that comes only with a level of self-love acquired. Because like think about all of the work that you've done, all the shadow work you've done, gotten yourself where you are to have that awareness of it now, right? Like that lets you know you needed all of that to even be able to step into this.
Yes. Right? So like stepping into 2026, I had a lot of expectations of myself, of doing all the life coaching stuff and all the classes that we've taken, all the documentaries I've watched, all the information and tools that I've learned and taken in, like. And then for anger to affect me in such a way over the past couple months, I felt like I'm a crappy life coach. Like, how can you call yourself a life coach if you can't manage these kinds of things? Like, oh no, my business is falling apart because I haven't done anything with it the last 3 months. So like, oh no, I'm not a good enough businesswoman. How am I going into 2026?
Oh man, you are so hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So I'm going to share with you the end of this conversation that I had with my chat GPT. You're not failing at growth. You are outgrowing the version of yourself that could survive on over-functioning alone. That transition is messy. It's loud. It's emotional. It involves anger. This work is not to be calmer, to be better, to be perfect. The work is less load, earlier boundaries, gentler self accountability. So noticing that I'm reaching certain points is more like this is something that I can work on in 2026. And I have all these amazing tools that I get to use. And I pride myself in being honest and being authentic. So knowing that I am a businesswoman and I am a life coach, I am taking all this experience that I am learning and I am being honest about it. And I am sharing the information and the tools that I am also using. I am also figuring out how to best incorporate into lifing. So I'm not failing as a life coach. I'm not failing as a business owner. I am learning how to balance it. And going into 2026, my schedule is not to override and do a 180. It is incorporating consistency into my schedule.
Man, from my video game perspective of life, I'm just really excited to character build. Yeah, like I get to build new skill sets. I get to deepen skill sets.
Expanding on those skill trees.
I get to build new character levels. Like there's just so much opportunity for so many different things, right? And it's, I don't know. I mean, if you like video games and it gets exciting to watch your character grow, when you finally come across that guy that you can just sit in a nice conspicuous place and blast arrows at him for 30 minutes. And then you get to that point where you can just run by that guy and nail him with a sword 4 or 5 times and then they're done. You're like, I have built myself a strong character. We are finally there. Now everything from this point is pretty much just going to be a fun walk in the park. And there will be some challenges, but honestly, like I get to just go have a heyday now. Like I worked myself to that point, right? So like that's how I see my life. Like I just got to build a strong enough character that the rest of my levels that I have from that point on is just a field day. It's just having fun. Yeah. Yeah.
Really, all the work that we put into 2025 is going to make navigating 2026 easier.
Yes, on that note. Oh, that's perfect. Right? Like, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? The realistic starting point isn't how do I get there? It's what am I already doing that proves that I'm on the path. Think of one choice you make now that you wouldn't have made a year ago. The choice is not small. That choice is identity in motion. As you make these choices that choose your higher self, you are inputting parts of your
integration.
New self. Yeah.
Not the intensity. So if you don't have a clear answer for who am I right now, that doesn't mean you're lost. That doesn't mean that you're failing. That doesn't mean that you have messed up. It just means that you're between versions. You're in that liminal space.
Yeah, you're still picky choosing. It's okay to be slow at that. You know, like in my book, there's a guy that, man, he's a badass. Let me tell you what, but he's watching everybody just leaps and bounds surpass him. And everybody's like, hurry up, get here. Where are you at? Why are you taking so long? But they didn't know like he had information they didn't have. So he got to collect more in that like in between state, if you will. So then when he was ready to take steps, he could take so many more steps past these guys.
Yeah, Whitney, stop judging yourself against other business owners.
So if you feel like you're a little bit behind, maybe it's just because you got a lot more info that you want to gather before you're ready to take that step. And that's totally okay. You're going to come to a point where you're ready to take that step and you will take that step. Have confidence that you will make that step at some point. Because that opportunity will keep showing up until you do. So, you don't need to force confidence into the new year. You build confidence by recognizing what you've already survived, what you've released, and what you've chosen differently. Who am I? I'm someone who can trust the direction I'm moving in because I've already been moving in that direction. Like, you guys are here. You've been here for a while. That lets me know you're interested in choosing yourself and working on yourself and doing the things for self. So, have some grace and allow yourself to show yourself, man. Like, don't be afraid to show yourself what you've accomplished over this year. Don't be afraid to take the actions that look bigger because like that's a moment to be like, I did that. I did the things. Did you see that? We did that together, you and me.
I don't know if you guys saw, but I went live a couple days ago, last week. I don't know, but I was reading my little moments that I wrote down on a slip of paper that I wanted to read on the New Year's. And let me tell you, starting the New Year's with gratitude for what you accomplished in 2025 is a nice way to go into the new year.
Gratitude and intention.
Everything that you have been working on in 2025, what have you been working on? What have you accomplished in 2025? And then that would lead into who you're becoming.
And gratitude aligns you. When you have gratitude, it opens up your mind to really see what you are truly grateful for. And as you say what you are grateful for, other things that you are actually grateful for will pop up into your head as well. And all of that gives you this yummy, good feeling. And it starts in the core and it works its way up and it's pleasant and it's you aligning yourself. And then opportunities are there because you're in this state of openness to receive, because you're in this state of openness to surrender so that you can let go of the one path that you deemed the way and watch 15 others open up and realize that somewhere along the way, they all branch back to where you want to be anyway. So now you've got options galore on the path you want to go. How scenic do you want your route to be?
I am grateful for everything that 2025 taught me. And I am grateful for what 2026 is showing me and who I am becoming. Maybe this year isn't about becoming someone new. It's about becoming more honest about who you are already forming.
Yeah.
Who already is forming.
Yeah, well, and having that mindset of like becoming somebody new keeps it in the future, right? It keeps you in the stuck becoming phase. At some point, you got to realize like you are already becoming that person that you really want to be. Like your desire to be that person lets you know the traits that you want to work on. And then when you look at those traits, you look at what level of you have accomplished on those traits. And that lets you know how much progress you've made in the person that you want to be, that you are already being. To some degree. Otherwise, you wouldn't have those traits. They wouldn't exist in your life because it wouldn't be a part of what you want to be.
Mm-hmm. That's part of what added to my frustration and my little self-pity loop.
Yep. Trial and error and experience. It's like, yeah. Definitely a huge confidence builder. Like, and I heard something the other day about kids. They do things without any expectation of being able to do them right. They do them because of the enjoyment and the peculiarity of it. They're interested in it, and so they want to see if they can do what they are seeing, right? And they're willing to do it as many times as it takes to be able to accomplish it to the perfection or the satisfaction of the person, right? So really, honestly and truly, it's not that we're bad at anything. It's just that we've got to shift the focus to being curious enough to step into the new thing.
I feel like a lot of that is being scared of doing it wrong or messing it up.
Yeah, but
trying new things.
That's what I'm saying. Is like kids don't worry about that, right? The only time kids start worrying about doing it, I feel like
that's where it comes from. Is at some point when you were a kid.
Yeah, at some point you have another kid that calls you out and then brings you into question, and it's always another kid. It's somebody your level that does it to you. Whether they learned it from their parents or their brother or their sister or what have you. On some level, if it wasn't your parents and it wasn't your siblings, it was your friends.
Trying things.
Yeah, you really shouldn't. You should hold no expectation when trying new things. I mean, it's awesome if it works out and you can do it right the first time.
We're here to enjoy life. Enjoy the ride. You're only here for a little bit.
Only here for a moment.
So stepping into the new year with love for ourselves. And excitement and curiosity and presence, yes. 2025 got me here. And I'm super excited to see what 2026 has in store for Whitney.
Yep, Braden's stoked. I cannot wait, not even a little bit.
The acknowledgement and understanding of the relationship I have with anger and my business and balancing my life. I am super excited to integrate all that I've learned.
I want to unlock superpowers, and this feels like my year to do that. Closer than I've ever been. Bro, no, seriously. Like, we all as humans, I mean, magic is something that's unexplainable, right? So when you can find something that's unexplainable and you can compare it to something similar in your life, you've already got the basis of taking something in the nether and bringing it into reality. And as you build an understanding between those two correlations, you bridge the gap. And then all of a sudden, magic becomes practical. It becomes practical magic because you understand the essence of it, right? And it has modern day terms, so it doesn't even sound like magic because it's all modern day terms, but at its basis, at its underlying, it is magic. Like, look at cars. We look at cars as just totally just, they're cars. We've had them for fucking ever, right? But at one point in time, we did not have cars. At one point in time, people said horseless carriages were laughable, unobtainable, things of fantasy. And somebody's like, well, we've got a carriage, we've got a mobile of sorts, it's got the wheels, it's got the housing, like, all I gotta do is find something to make it go. Okay, so there's the correlation. I just gotta switch out the horse, right? And we already know that because they call it a horseless carriage. But like, that's where the gap started. And then they bridged that gap, what they saw and how they could make it come to fruition. And all of a sudden the car was born. We were driving 20 miles an hour, feeling like we were on top of the world.
Anything that can't be explained is always called witchcraft. Magic.
So I like to.
There's so much left.
So as I dive
unknown.
deeper into myself and my own understandings and how I perceive life and how I can choose to perceive life, magic becomes more readily available. And before you know it, I'm going to have superpowers. So it's only a matter of time, guys. And I just feel like this is my year for that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Happy New Year's, guys.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, it was a good one. Are we done? Are we calling it? Calling it quits?
Are we done?
We've been at this for an hour now. We've met our quota. And I'm not ready to get off, but I'm ready to get off. You know, like this was a good live. We had a lot of talking points. I'm out of talking points. Yeah.
Oh.
You closed your laptop, so I just figured that was like Lisa done.
Yeah, but I had like a closer, and then that whole like "Are we done?" just threw me off course.
Well, why would
you can't just do that? That's just not how you end it.
You shut your whatchamacallit. I thought we were, and that's a wrap.
No, I had it in my head. No, because I had it in my head.
And cut. Still
the
rolling.
whole like you don't have to have an answer for who you are. That doesn't mean that you're lost, and you're not. You didn't fail. You're not messed up. But we're not here to be perfect. Oh, that's where what was that? We're here to enjoy life. That's how I wanted to end this. Enjoying the new year. We're not hating ourselves into becoming a different person. Who are you already becoming? That's where I was going. Be authentic. Be real. And real change happens quietly. Consistently. And with the seasons, following the seasons.
Does it come up consistently though? I think we really, I just think
consistency.
I think
is where change comes from.
I think we've gaslighted ourselves into what like the importance of consistency in life. I'm not saying that there's no importance behind it, but I really feel like I have overburdened consistency in my life.
Consistency is a trigger word for you, Brian.
It is.
Call it a different thing.
Well,
the habits that you choose, the things that repeat consistently.
But
again and again.
Yeah, but like growth may be consistent, but it doesn't happen in a consistent manner. So I don't know.
You make habits.
Do you? And how long do you keep those habits?
Well, yeah. What do you do consistently? The way that you respond to different situations, that becomes a habit. That becomes a pattern that keeps happening.
I'd like to say I stay pretty random. I don't have a lot of consistency in my life.
We're gaslighting ourselves right now.
Yeah, I don't think we are.
I just think we are.
No.
Do you make it a habit to be chaotic and be a posture? For sure.
I do not make it a habit. It is just a fun pastime.
You enjoy doing it.
I do enjoy doing it, but I don't look for it. I just
you do too.
No,
you so do too.
I see it happening.
You're like, oh, I'm an imposter. You see it and you're like, ooh, no, you get excited.
I see it happening. I don't go looking for it. It's not like I got my posture goggles on.
It just happens.
But you're not wrong. It's like when you get a new car.
Because you've done it habitually.
It's like when you get a new car and then it's everywhere, You dabble a little bit, you stir a couple of pots, and all of a sudden you realize
been a pot stirrer.
There's a lot of pots to stir out there. I don't even have to go looking. They show up.
Consistently are pot stirring.
There's nothing wrong with that if it's for people's growth.
I didn't say there wasn't.
I'm just saying.
I didn't say there was. But it was consistent.
It is not consistent.
It is consistent. I can count on you pot stirring because you do it so consistently. Happy New Year's, guys.
I got nothing.
No, on that note, we will end our life.
You would.
That's going on YouTube.
You don't even know how many times I tell myself not to stir that pot. There are a lot of points in time where I don't.
I'm sure.
But there are a lot of times that I do. You're not wrong about that.
Finish.